Hey. So here's my new sheep farm. Look at that. It's amazing, right? Works flawlessly. Yeah, I'm kidding. Okay people, welcome back. This is Area, this is Minecraft, this is a lot of other things I'm sure. Yeah, this is giving me grief. It kind of works, and I'm gonna show you that now, but it's far, far, far from perfect. And actually I just tweaked some of the timings up there, so it's not gonna be working quite. But so far, this part, this is like the flush and reset button, and hopefully it's working correctly. It should drop that just to force them away, and that should not come back up that quickly. Yeah, it's turned into a bit of a mangled mess over here. Oh. No. No, that's right. Okay, well, let's give this a look. That implies I've inadvertently tied it in again. But how? Is that feeding power into that? No, it's too quick for that. Either way, this is not what we're doing today. The short version is, yes, it has a couple of glitches. It's still a work in progress, much to my dismay. And that's just how it goes, you know? Sometimes things work, sometimes they give you a real freaking headache. And you learn to hate them. Oh, so that time you worked, huh? Is that how it's gonna be? Wait. I know what that is. It's because this part is actually working properly now, but there's no interrupt timer on it. Okay, okay. Well, I can deal with that. Now that I know exactly where it is. So, anyway, wool appears down here. All good. So what are we doing today after the first 3 minutes? Yes, today, and if I showed you a preview of this last time, we're working with chickens. Chicken egg is right there. We don't need shears. Shears are for, well, not chickens. So, tripwire system? Seems pointless, right? Why don't you just drop him through the lava? Well, chickens have this annoying habit of just floating on top of liquids and just floating in general and not falling through, and they will burn up. So what this was designed to do was to detect the chicken, get them a quick nip in the fire to set them on fire, but then to simultaneously interrupt the lava stream and to push them down through it to make sure that they did drop. And this results in a 100% kill rate, provided you feed them through. Yes, let's throw the chicken on the floor. I'm in that thing where I'm religiously just destroying items off the bar. Yep. So yeah, 100% kill rate, provided they go through at a reasonable pace, like about 1 a second maybe. Send them through faster and you start to get problems, because that chicken is now occupying the tripwire. I could fix that by, you know, raising it up and adding a bit more of a delay between it, so that like when they drop through they wouldn't actually be sat on the tripwire. But I think it's something to do. It's something we can do. In fact, I may just look at that right now, because In fact, that would be extremely straightforward to achieve. Let's just knock that off, knock him in, and let's pull out a glass block. Let's pull out the standard redstone stuff because we're going to be working with the standard redstone stuff. And yeah, that should be about all we need for now. So we're going to replace these blocks and move them up here. Except out one, because that's how tripwires work. Yes. Don't worry guys, I'm obviously learning how to work with tripwires. I've not done it before, right? Right? Yeah. Yeah. So, like so. And oh no, these don't line up. Well, this spot's really easy. Take that out. And the interrupts here. The interrupts here will need adjusting probably, and I'm hoping that it won't need adjusting to the point of ruining my life. Because I kind of like how it's not super compact, but it's still pretty compact, in fairness. And yeah, I have them coming out of both sides. Yeah. Symmetry, guys. Symmetry. Isn't symmetry great? Nature likes it. And nature gets some stuff right. So, there we have that. And this should now... Let's get rid of that. Yep, still triggers it all. But let's try the chicken in. You're alive. I don't like it that you're alive. What I'm guessing is he was in the piston when it dropped. So let's knock that up a notch. Yeah, the symmetry is also for this part. The fact that there's two different timings on this extender piston in order to make it function. So hopefully not even close. So I'm thinking probably need to delay it by about another 4. Which, yep, that makes life irritating. Sometimes this is just the price you pay for doing it right. So let's see. Let's knock that back down to 1 and that back down to 3. And unfortunately this one is gonna bite the dust slightly. It's okay. We have the technology. We can rebuild him. I'm sorry, I just went brain dead for a minute there. It's like, wait, how does this work? It happens. It happens. It's an interesting thing. I know a lot of people actually refuse to do redstone on camera because I've said it before, I'll say it again, no doubt. You have a tendency to completely and utterly, catastrophically forget how to play video games whenever you're filming. And particularly when you're doing something technical, that can look very bad for you. So a lot of people don't like to do it because they don't like to look bad. Can't blame them. It's fine. On the other hand, I'm not particularly afraid of looking bad. That could be misconstrued. So this... Oh, that's not good. Why is that happening? Let's try cranking those up. Oh, it's happening because I didn't turn these back down. Well, let's just try it with that timing. Okay. Looks like we're back on form, people. We've got it. So they're going to be slightly wider. I'm just trying to find my barbecue tool. because no chickens must live. Yes. Dealt with. I'm wondering, is there a way so that I don't have to, you know, take this one out and move it? Because the secondary plan, to get them to go through at a rate that is processable. Yes, that's definitely English. I was planning to have a split up at the top there. So that works. Let's try sending them through at a quicker rate from up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many of them survived? 2 of them survived. That's probably due to the spread time of lava. So let's send them through at that rate and see what happens. Okay, quite a few surviving. So it's possible we either need a secondary killing system, or we need to go with my original fort and just split them. Honestly, if you have multiples, if you kind of make sure that they go through at a rate that your machine can cope with, then it'll just work. So what I'm probably gonna do is, yep, tear this all out again. Because we are going to replace this little bit of redstone here. Yeah, we're going for the original solution, or the original fort, the way that I figured I'd have to deal with it anyway, which is up here, to add another tripwire detection system and split them across as they're coming into the rig through channels. So that's 3, that's 1, and let's not forget to adjust the other side this time so that we don't get confused about why it isn't working. Never good to be confused about why it's working. That's how you fail programmer school. Okay, so this should now be not functional because tripwires are a very useful thing to have in the tripwire system. That feels functional. Check with single chicken, which I swear one of these days I will learn where this stuff is in the 1.3 system. You know, well, that's not good. I think he cooked up before he even dropped through, which I haven't seen before with this timing. This timing was to prevent that. Okay, something's wrong here. What is it? This is what's wrong. The importance of making sure all your redstone wire is in place before you test. Because I'm costing chickens their lives. And by that I mean I'm costing them their lives prematurely. Because the intention all along is to deny them their lives. Okay, so next up, what are we going to do here? So 2 chutes, and these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 apart. So loosely speaking, we would want to have a water stream that starts, give me one moment to line this all in with glass. A water stream that starts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm being stupid. 6, 7, 8. Water stream will start here. And this will initially flow to both of them and break everything horribly. Congratulations, I just made a cobblestone generator. Whoops. I'm gonna claim that I'm just a little out of sorts today. Maybe it's apparent, maybe it ain't. And okay. You gonna work, buddy? Oh boy. Okay, so I did rather break this, didn't I? The importance of making sure that you're putting your water block in the correct position and you're not being a moron about it. Never count the hole as number 8. Alright, so that is that. Now, how would we handle the piston splitter? Well, what I'm thinking here is that we have piston here, not angled like that, angled like that, and like that. And we need a T flip-flop in this for a start. So where should we shove that? Probably above here, because we could have another water stream across here. I'd kind of prefer if these pistons were coming from above, actually, just for the purposes of accessibility. So is that going to be convenient? You know what? We don't even need the water in right now. It's not important at this point in time. So piston that, and piston there. Multiple pistons there, but don't worry, I'm going to take some out. They are not meant to be there perpetually. So I will want the water in for demonstrating, but for now that's not important. So let's see. We'll have tripwire across this direction. I mean, it's difficult to actually get the chickens to definitely go through a tripwire, but I think, hopefully, they're floating on top of the water, and so they'll set this off because of that. I mean, I don't really like the idea of them getting pushed into that. Yeah, so this is going to be awkward as hell, and of course if we do it this way, then these tripwires are going to set these pistons off as you go in them, which we don't want. So either we introduce a drop somewhere, or, you know, we give up on that one. I think what I'm going to opt for is adding a drop. So we're going to add a sign there and a sign here, so we don't inadvertently make a cobblestone generator that is horribly inefficient again. I'm going to take out this glass over here. Isn't it great being on creative mode? We just don't care about breaking glass. Okay, so that's going to be like so. And we're almost going to have a kind of mirror of that. We're not. We're not at all, in fact. So what we're going to want is a T flip-flop hooked in, let's say, I don't know, here. And that block not there. We cannot, in fact, have a T flip-flop quite like that. Yeah, it'll need to be out here somewhere. Thinking out loud while doing this. So tripwire here. Let's connect it. That doesn't set off the pistons, which is good. And now, technically speaking, there's no reason we couldn't just lead wire straight off. But I think we'd want... Now, you know, we're going to lead wire straight off into a T flip-flop right here, because that's how we feel today, and that's fine. So, like so, and I should probably consider the Nope, I'm considering the power almost perfectly, but not really. Probably do want to leave a gap for wiring then anyway. So, okay. Figuring this out as we go, which... That's the working process in action for you. So wire. The alternative, of course, is to have a charge T flip-flop. So let's say I put that there. That would achieve the effect. And we could do that. In fact, let's leave it there for now and see if that helps at all. Basically, this responds quicker to input than the traditional ways. Well, the traditional ways. This is the traditional way. Okay, block so, and block so. And to enable us to wire across that way, we're going to put a repeater there, like so. And then over this side, what we're going to do is almost the same, more or less. That is going to get replaced with that. That's going to be a repeater for the sake of it. And this under here, like so. So when this toggles, it will switch which repeater is actually on. Which repeater, which piston. And then, well, there's a demonstration for you. Then we're going to have water just down at the bottom here. And this will change flow direction depending on which piston is active. So let's toggle, and it goes to the other side. And hopefully that will help to regulate the chickens entering these tubes. So let's cover this up and give it a quick test. Send in... well, it's still going to have a limit on the process time. What I'm probably going to do with this is to have a mirror of this over here, and we'll essentially flood the chickens into maybe just 2 different sides, but it splits them into 4 different tubes, and then we can rejoin them at the bottom. So a very convoluted system just to kill chickens, but you know, I want to do something completely insane because that's how I roll. I'm just gonna block this because you don't want any chickens getting out. I mean, there's enough cows and sheep around the place. And I hate them. You know, there's actually no point in having that repeater. But I'm gonna, just so I can keep that blocked up. Okay, so time for a miniature chickening. Let's throw these on the sides. Let's not fail and take out other blocks. And yeah. So I think I might have slept on top of one of my arms, so it's feeling a bit weird today. That's too quick still, and I know it is. Oh. Aside from the fact that that's kind of annoying, that's almost clever. Damn you, chicken, damn you! Stop ruining the world! And the chicken that went the other way, I have no idea what happened to him. You're ruining my life, chicken. Why? Stop it! Damn you to hell! Can you just go under and stop making a fuss? Please? Please? I'm guessing I'm gonna have to move all this up a block and make these sticky pistons with a half slab at the bottom. That will interrupt the water stream and prevent flow. Okay, just come on. It's not happening. It's not happening. Well, he's gotta die, so that's getting removed. And this guy, it's like somebody told him what was gonna happen. And now he just doesn't want to cooperate. Come on. There you go. Doesn't that feel better? No, probably not, to be fair. I'd imagine it doesn't. Okay. Well, we've discovered some more stuff. So, that's how that's gonna operate. So while I'm tweaking this, let's talk quickly about what's upcoming. I wasn't able to get that channel update video that I was talking about done in time, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to wait until October to actually see those come in. Definitely aiming to get them done by then. If I don't, then, well, something's very badly wrong. Just to put that out there. But in terms of what is coming, that I've kind of discussed as well. I managed to play some Deus Ex the other day. More on that incoming. Alright. Half slab, half slab. I'm also probably going to mix in a bit of SMP stuff, hopefully. Initially, one thing I really wanted to do with the channel was SMP, and we're talking about a year ago when I first started thinking about doing this stuff, and hell, I say about a year ago, I know it's longer than that now. We're probably looking at more like 18 months ago or so when I was initially considering it. Anyway, one of the things I wanted to do was actually SMP, because, at least at the time, the challenges involved were different and interesting enough that you really should have a specialist SMP thing, okay? Of course, now the game code's merged and it seems fairly irrelevant to even think about that kind of thing, but, you know, I'd still like to do a little bit of SMP stuff, because I think the atmosphere, if nothing else, is different, and we're doing some fun things on the little mess about server I've got. There's a bit of a clip in the last episode, which I hope was amusing. I will say that I very nearly destroyed the universe the other day when I bred them up to 800 cows. It took quite a few attempts to get rid of those, and it wasn't pretty for a while, to put it mildly. But the server survived. It's okay. No harm done long term. We do now have enough steak to feed a small African country, possibly a large African country, possibly in fact a country that isn't even African. We could feed them. Yeah, we could feed them. I'm going to leave that repeater in simply so that the timing is absolutely the same as the other one. Now, that half slab is enough to interrupt the water. It will not let chickens underneath. And hopefully that moves things away from I'm looking around for chicken egg and it's not happening. Okay, hopefully that moves things away so the chickens can't jump into it. And hopefully with the half slabs they're easy to push into a stream. No such luck, huh? You know, I really hate you chickens. You guys, you just don't cooperate with me. Okay, let's give him a half slab of headspace. I resent doing that. I mean, at the end of the day, they were born to die. Why should I give them room, right? Oh, was that a battery hen joke? Yes. I'm a bad person. We're not working with sheep anymore, so I can't make that joke. So don't worry, that ain't happening. Okay, so if we send them through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, how well is this gonna work? Okay, so they pretty much just all decide to go to the one side. However, that side seemed to work quite well, except for the fact that they're burning up in the lava now, which, I gotta tell you, doesn't make a lot of sense. So let's crank this. No, it needs to be cranked down if that's happening. What do you think you're doing? Well, as we can see, my latest endeavors to... Really? Yeah, I know, buddy. I know. Can you just, you know, go in that hole of your own free will? That'd be really helpful. Oh! Sucks to be you, buddy. Wow, is that not extending down? course it's not, because there's redstone missing from there. Good God. Well, at least I figured that out before the end of the episode. Would have been tragedy in the comments. Yes. Okay, so let's just imagine that the chickens are being cooperative and all that other stuff that chickens never are. Okay, that's functional. We need a way to keep water flowing even when it's not their time. So, how did you even get out? Get off. Get off. Okay, so, as I'm saying, my latest endeavors to overcomplicate everything beyond all reason. Apparently that's given me a bit of grief. But I'll figure these things out, and I'll have it rectified. Other than this, the plan, hell, you know, we probably don't even need that. We'll just flood them into 4 corners and send them into 4 of these tubes, and then reunify them at the bottom. Or reconstitute. Yes, processed chicken. Aha! That'll work. That'll work. And on the SMP front, yeah, I'm thinking what it'll probably be is 1 episode a week of not necessarily doing stuff like this, rotating around the single-player LP world, and then one maybe giving an update on the SMP world, depending on how it goes. I might mix and match completely. I don't want to be penciled into that one rigidly. Oh god, let's... I'm amazed the grass isn't dead, but I guess it is fairly well lit up there. Well, yeah, I'd imagine you are hungry, little guy. Your buddies seem to be indifferent, but you were hungry. And yeah, so at least the cow and the pig farm's working, right? Right? Yeah. Unfortunately, I kind of want to change those out for the badass version that... okay, so we were discussing how we wanted to make a cow farm on that SMP server, and we concocted some ideas, and there was talk about a capture system to cut off a small supply of cows because they didn't want to just reduce it to 2 of them and start from there. I think the point has now been made or realized or discovered, because to be honest I wasn't completely sure in the debate that I was right about this, but you can repopulate pretty quickly from just 2 base cows and 1 baby. And the amount of steak we've got now is just ridiculous. It's going to last us a long time, so if we keep our production on that, it's fine. You'd think I should save this for an SMP update, but yeah. But anyway, the killing machines that we've got there are just really cool. Really cool. And I'm very tempted by them. I will say that I'd have to find a way to hybrid it with the capture system I've got here, because I don't like the idea of relying on that rail glitch where you use a sticky piston to... In fact, I can demonstrate this quickly. We're running a little over time, but you know, that's fine. That's fine. We'll deal with it. Give you a little bit extra while I teach you how to cheat. Yes. Now this won't work with powered rails, generally speaking, for the starter, but okay, you have a rail here. Let's give ourselves a control block and pull it over with a sticky piston. Bam. Fall through. So that's how you can pull the cows out and make them breed and have the baby drop down 100% of the time. It's controlled, because you can't take the sticky piston out, because any block updates next to this will cause that track to pop out. So that's why you can't use the powered rails like here, because when that goes on and off, that's a block update, it will pop out, and you can't put it next to it, and several other little catches to it. And if they ever fix that rail glitch, then the whole breeding system goes a little bit kaput. I mean, it could be wrangled, modified a little bit, but you know, it essentially just creates a problem that I'd prefer to avoid. Plus, I like the idea that this is absurdly overcomplicated and gives people a headache to look at. Yes, how very kind of me. But I don't know, I mean, if I wanted to make simples for the SMP, crazy and absurdly overly technical looking, yeah, that's what single player is all about. making things completely ridiculous. And on that note, with this view, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Hit some buttons provided you agree with the associated sentiments, and I'll see you next time.